So today we have a book review and chat on Scarlet.
It's the second book in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer.
So, let's get started
All right.
with just a general overview of what Scarlet is, so we don't spoil it for you.
So Scarlet is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. It takes place after Cinder, but we are following a different character in this book.
We still follow Cinder.
Yes, just not as much.
They have all their POVs still, so you still get stuck into their head, even when you don't want to.
Yes.
So, Scarlet's grandmother is missing, and this story is about Scarlet trying to find her and figure out what the heck is going on and what secrets her grandmother has and what she's kept from her. She goes through a lot of things, and she meets some allies, including
Wolf, the mysterious,
He is
handsome man.
super mysterious, and the whole time you're just like, are you an actual wolf or are you not? Are you going to eat her or what? Because you know how the story goes.
And since he's an underground fighter, that added a little bit more of an air of mystery to it, which I really liked. I liked that he was an underground fighter.
Yes, he was a good character.
It
He
was.
was hot and awesome, and I loved their chemistry together. But they both go together to figure out what's going on and solve the mystery of who the princess is and why she's all, a big thing of surrounding.
Because currently only one person actually two people know who the princess is. So the rest of the characters slowly have to start to figure out who this person is and what parts and roles they play in her story.
So on the opposite side of the world, we have Queen Lavanna trying to get Kai to be her husband, and she's just like twisting and molding, and I'm just like, ugh.
And
queen.
We're also left where Cinder left off with her being in prison, so during the beginning of the book you're really wondering where she is and exactly what's going to happen with her. So you have 3 different areas of the story that you have to read and find out about.
So I give this book, I think I gave it 4.5 stars on Goodreads.
I gave it a 5 out of 5 because it was probably one of my top books this year. I loved Scarlet. It was amazing.
We both reviewed it on our blog. If you want to go there and check it out, there are slight spoilers though, so just be forewarned.
Heads up.
And now we're going into the spoiler section. So if you have not read Scarlet, please exit out.
Just hit pause and go read it and then come back.
Like our video, subscribe if you already liked our short little review thing for it, and we'll see you at our next video. And now on to the
Chat time.
actual spoiler talk of it. Rebecca, you wanted me to give a shout out if you popped up on my text screen. Rebecca's texting. Look at that, she's texting. Woo! Oh, there's nothing incriminating because she tweeted too, guys. So there you go. There's your shout out. Now on to the actual schmizhness.
So, Scarlet, I have to say, is one of the most badass female characters.
Okay, so Scarlet is an awesome character. I absolutely love reading from her point of view, and just seeing the Red Riding Hood aspect to it, and seeing the red jacket that she's got on and everything is like, that's totally cool, because I love how she writes her stories and mixes the fairy tales into this new age type world.
I have to say one of the funniest parts was how long it took Emma and I to figure out that Scarlet was Red Riding Hood. It was when we opened the book to get ready to read it and it had the little basket.
Well, no, I knew it was Red Riding Hood. I just never saw the basket.
Oh, okay.
I knew who it was, because duh. But anyways, I loved her character, and I also liked that we got to go back to the other point of views of Cinder and Kai.
I like that we get to see Cinder escape, that it wasn't just assumed that she got out of prison and was in this other place now.
We got to see her point of view as she got out. But the best thing in the jail was when she ran. She was next to him, but Thorn. Captain Thorn, but he's actually Lieutenant Thorn. He's very funny, and from the second he opened his mouth, I was just like, I like you, because he's like, we're going on a fight of a protest against the soap, and she's like, why? And he's like, my skin is sensitive.
Thorn is a very unique character. He
adds that comedic relief when it's super tension-filled, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need some tension release.
I like that he reminds me a lot of Flynn Rider from Tangled, because he has that sarcastic attitude of him where he thinks he's all that, even though he's really just kind of there.
He's just kind of playful, but he can be serious when he needs to be. He's one of my top favorite characters.
Yes.
Ugh.
And then you get Wolf. Well, you can't forget about Wolf. Wolf is...
I'm saving him for last.
Okay, well, we want to wait on Wolf?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
Let's talk about Grandma.
Yes!
The entire time I'm just like, where the heck is this Grandma at? Who's got her? Where is she? Is she dead? She alive?
And learning that Grandma was in the military has secrets. Like, wanting to know what her secret was.
Okay, Grandma's in some dirty business.
Yes.
Because she was there for Cinder, and I'm just like, you were there? You had Cinder in your barn? Like, what up with you, Grandma?
And knowing that Scarlet had memories of it, but couldn't, remember
pinpoint.
it.
She couldn't pinpoint what it was.
And I liked that because at the same time, Grandma, she had to figure out, was Grandma, a good guy or a bad guy? Where
what was she?
And then
we just learned so many things. I'm just like,
it
just keeps going and going.
And it kind of just was one thing after another.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
This
all at
book
once.
has a lot of twists
Mhm.
and reveals in it, and I finished it first, so whenever something big happened, I'd text her and be like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
And the whole time I'm just like, I gotta catch up.
One scene happened, and I just literally stared at the wall for 5 minutes in shock. I was like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah.
Let's talk
so
about
good.
the ship.
The ship.
I love the ship. What is her name? I can't remember now.
Echo?
Echo. So Echo, Cinder was able to save her memory chip in the first book. And she put Echo into this giant ship. And of course, when she wakes up, she's freaking out because her body's ginormous.
She's like, I'm ginormous!
And what was funny was my immediate thought was, she's the Millennium Falcon.
Pretty much. She's so more sass.
Yes!
She's got
I was
more
like,
sass.
she was huge. And I love how, because you're inside of her, because she's the ship, that when she gets embarrassed and she blushes,
and she blushes a lot because of Thorn.
Thorn. She even calls him Captain Thorn, so he's always telling her that she's beautiful.
He likes her.
Which I love that.
They're just I love Echo so much. She's just so adorable. And
She's
so sweet and kind. I'm like, I want you.
Right? I just want her to be my little friend.
Okay, now we can go to Wolf.
Let's
go to
okay.
Wolf.
So
Fine.
the first time we meet Wolf, he's kind of saving Scarlet. He stands up for her because she's trying to stand up for Cinder and saying that, she was probably in a bad situation. And so Wolf stands up for her, and of course, she's there's instant chemistry. It's just sparks. And it's just...
When that happened, I was just like, are you going to end up eating her, or are you going to end up being her lover? I'm not sure, because you're the wolf.
Really, honestly, through the whole book, that was a good question.
I couldn't tell where Wolf was. I'm just like, are you the enemy or the good person? I don't understand.
And so then she sees him again in the alleyway. I mean, Wolf just shows up in the weirdest places.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like,
wait, no. His like for tomatoes.
Yes!
He's like, I need a tomato. He just keeps eating them.
I love how he didn't know what one was till Scarlet gave it to him. She's like, you've never had a tomato? And she kind of throws it at him, and then he devours it.
And we were thinking what the heck? Right? You don't know what a tomato is?
So that also kind of pushed us towards, are you a real wolf? Do you eat meat? And what kind of meat do you eat?
And of course, they go on these little escapades to get to the places where the secrets are revealed and everything. And they're so adorable together. Their chemistry is just like...
And there's some serious, intense scenes with them where they come across somebody else who knows Wolf from his old pack.
Yes.
And
his brother,
yeah. And so there's it's a really intense scene around the fire, and Wolf's trying not to be all angry, and then they fight, which was really hot.
Yeah, it was so
and I felt bad for Scarlet because I was like, as much as I enjoyed it, I would be afraid. And your cat is staring at me.
I know.
Really creepy right now. So I think my favorite scene though with Wolf and Scarlet was on the train.
Yes, the whole train thing. And when they had to jump off and everything
Yes!
and then jump back on a train, I was just like, oh, I need a wolf in my life.
It kind of reminded me of the scene in Divergent when they're doing that, jumping on and off the trains. But their little moment when they were on the train and they finally kissed.
Yes.
And knowing
so cute.
that, when you find out everything about Wolf, he's all like, oh, I can't, I'm bad
No,
for
that
you.
was crazy when you learned that he was the part of the army and working for Queen Lavanna. I was just like,
I didn't see it coming.
What?
I really didn't see it coming.
Because the thing where they talk about her army of creatures, at that moment, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's from the first book. It all makes sense. I should have known. But I forgot.
And realizing that they're Wolf is basically a superhuman mutant thing. He's been injected with the lunar stuff, and he is able to be controlled, but he can also control you. So it's kind of weird. And then when you find out that he's supposed to bring Scarlet back,
Yeah.
that just broke my heart.
Aw, poor Scarlet.
Because then I was just like, well, did he ever actually mean any of it? Like, that was my hard part. I was just
But
like,
of course, when we get to the end, it's like, he meant it all. And,
Yes.
and they save each other, and then they go on to the ship, and they fly off into galaxies far, far away with each other.
my favorite part, though, was when he's attacking her at the end.
Yes.
And she's just like, it's me. And he, like, you can see he's fighting with it. And I'm just like, I love him so much right now. He was just so, I love him. All of the characters that are introduced in this book play such a huge
I like
role.
Cinder more in this one.
Mhm.
I didn't really like Cinder, the book.
I didn't.
But I like her more in this one. And I still was iffy about Kai. I'm just like, I don't really like you because you don't see a lot of his chapters, obviously. And I'm
We
just
argued
like,
about that with Rebecca a few times.
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Mostly because the whole time he's just like, well, I have to be the prince to protect my people, but I like
I
Cinder.
I
but
understand,
I can't. But I do.
understand, but I don't want it to be that way. I want it rewritten to my way.
Yes.
I want it written my way.
I have to say I was a little leery going into Scarlet because of how much trouble I had reading Cinder. Like, I was afraid the rest of the series was
We
going to be
talked
like
about
that.
and then boom!
Yeah.
I
and
finished in like 3 hours, so like I got it.
It was so good. Like, the
I
rest of the
died.
series
I was
has
just
been
like,
amazing. I think I'm working on Crest right now. She already finished it, but I'm just like, I'm afraid that Scarlet's going to become like a second favorite as I go on, but it's like my favorite right now. I think all around though, Marissa Meyer is an amazing writer.
She's a good writer. She's got definitely good ideas.
Yeah, and
She's executing great.
because neither of us really read the sci-fi much. At least I don't.
I read quite a few.
But this was like my first real deep into the sci-fi world, and I love it because I'm more of a fantasy person, so the sci-fi was different for me, but I liked it. I'm ready for the rest of the characters though, like as we go throughout this series.
Yes.
And
I think right now, currently, Crest is my favorite book.
See, that's I'm
You'll
excited
get there.
to see. Yeah, I'm excited to find out why.
I'm currently on Winter, and I'm liking that a bit, but, you know, I kind of fell into a slump, so it's taking me forever to read, but I gotta finish it. Alright, guys. There was our chat review discussion thingy on Scarlet, the Lunar Chronicle series.
Okay.
So, you know the drill. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave us some comments down below, share our
What did
video.
you think of it?
We'll put our reviews from our blogs down below just in case you want to check that out or whatever. And we'll see you in our next video.
Bye.